Brittany.
I'm Sophie.
And today we're making wind chimes.
So we have our 5 little wind chimes. We have our string to string our beads. We have our little teeny tiny screws that are gonna go into our stick. We have a piece of twine that'll be our hanger. We have all of our beads. And what's the last part that we need?
Oh yeah, I think we need a stick.
So you're gonna go outside and find a stick for your wind chime. You need to find a stick that is not on a tree. It needs to just be on the ground. It needs to be about a foot long, no longer than that. Otherwise your wind chimes will be too far apart and they won't be able to hit each other. And it needs to be about, how thick would you say that that stick is?
Maybe about the size of 2 of your fingers together?
Yeah, but you don't want it to be too thick because then it'll be too heavy, and you don't want it to be too light because then it won't be able to hang all of your wind chimes.
Yeah.
So we've got our stick. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we need a permanent marker and we're gonna draw on our stick. This is where each of our little screws are gonna go, but it's a lot easier to mark where you want them to go and then put them in instead of putting them in and then realizing that you put it in the wrong spot. So I'm gonna start with a dot in the middle of my stick. So right about there. And I have 5 more wind chimes. So I'm gonna go about an inch apart from each other and add another dot here and another dot here. And then the other side here and here.
Remember, you want them close enough so that the wind chimes will hit each other when the wind blows.
Right. You also want to make sure that they're not too far to the edges because this is where you're going to hang your twine. Next, what we're going to do is add our little screws. And you might need an adult for this because they're really teeny tiny and you're going to have to push it into the stick.
Our next step is to string up a little wind chime.
So you're gonna get your nylon threading.
You're gonna take the end of it and hold it in between your 2 fingers. And there are a couple different holes on here. You just wanna make sure it goes through the hole on the side and push it all the way through to the other hole. And then you're going to bring that side of the string all the way up, make a little knot and tie it tight. And then you're gonna have one long string like that. Now, we're gonna start stringing the beads. You will just do the same thing. Takes a lot of hand-eye coordination. You'll just drop the bead all the way down to the bottom and just keep on chugging. Okay, so we're gonna stop before our knot, or you can add right up to your knot, but leave plenty of space. And then we are going to take those 2 ends of the string. You're gonna loop one through your hook and leave the other one out. You are going to just tie another knot and double knot it, triple knot it for security. And once you feel like you've tied enough knots, you'll pick your stick up and then you have your first wind chime.
Okay, so you're gonna do this 4 more times. We're just gonna do the 1 to show you. But when you're done, at the very end, you need to attach your hanger. So we're gonna tie one end of the twine to one end of the stick, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a double knot. Right, and then on the other side. All right, so then once you have all 5 of your pieces on there, you can go hang it somewhere in a tree or on your porch or anywhere that you wanna hear some wind chime music.
Great job, you guys.